Hello, I'm Wayward, and this is Grey Goo. I have another 1v1 today between Asso, the red human, and as our green goo, Big Bob the Tarantula, or as he's also known, Refbot. As usual, I've skipped a little ways into the replay until things actually started happening to begin commentary, because oftentimes in Grey Goo the first several minutes there's not much to talk about. Right now, we have Refbot, or Big Bob, as he's choosing to be called right now, trying to get some economy going on his mothers, and well played by Asso trying to slow it down and stop it with the use of that trident. Our first Protean comes out and turns into a couple of drovers, as again is pretty usual in this sort of scenario, and down goes that trident, and really well played by Refbot by saving that drover. Goo units, of course, heal themselves, so even a just alive goo unit will remain useful long into the game. For our human player, looks like we've got a bit of eco stalling going on here. No scout on the refinery. This is, if he's trying to set this up, yeah, I think that's a little bit of a mistake. It probably should have gone down here. This is harder for the goo player to get to. This extractor is right on route to Asso's base. So it looks like maybe one drover had gone down and that revolver goes down, and of course there it is, the harassment of the extractor. Two tridents coming out. They might be able to push this back and or clean up these drovers. Yeah, good job, Refbot. Don't let this die. And it looks like a third mother coming out. Let's open up units. So pretty even right now. A single monitor, really well done by Asso. A lot of players like doing this against goo, get out early air with this air attachment. So we've got a tank attachment coming out as well. Gladius, I mean, tank attachment is probably the most useful attachment in the human arsenal. There's so many things that it gives you, so of course you always see this come out pretty quick. Refbot on 4 mothers right now. Got some text coming out. Refbot making nice. Let's see, we're on what, 4 factories? 5? 5. I can count. Things slowing down again a little bit. Refbot potentially, yep, there's that 5th mother. It's hard to talk about goo in the early game because there's just a little bit of a visual glitch there with a residue of a mama. Aren't we all, Refbot, aren't we all wage slaves for the system? Monitor coming out, getting the scouting. Still on low tech units with the tridents and revolvers. That may be changing shortly. Okay, human bases are definitely more interesting to talk about in the early game. Still all tier 1, it looks like. That tank attachment hasn't done anything yet. No tech coming out for either player. Looks like Asso is, he knows this is the high value spot to go. Always bad to have to make hurt drovers. They don't last very long. No. Nice little bit of micro there, saving that revolver. Definitely got some trading on here, but the goo is going to come out of it the better. Still, it's a bit of a shame that he was forced to build that and actually lost a couple of those. More tridents coming out, wants to slow down what's going on over here, and of course the monitor providing near perfect vision. You don't see that one mama up there, but we must have surely seen, yeah, there's the other one. Ooh, this one might go down, I'm not sure it can get out. That is a big shame. Goodbye, mama. Boom. It's an interesting visual effect. It has lightning and like smoke, all kinds of stuff. Going back to everyone view, got a lot of those proteans out there for masses of drovers. So, forcing Refbot to actually produce units instead of just mothers is actually really, really good. Got a Valiant on the field. That, of course, is a Descent of the Shroud expansion unit. Creates a force field when it stops moving. Good against the drovers, which are the only units so far by Refbot. We are up to, looks like 6 mothers. Yep, and we have a couple of small proteans out on the map. Units are even for Goo and Human, which is actually good for the Goo player. Bit of mismanagement there, a little bit. Yep. Good to pull back. We're going to need to make some Striders in, and there they are. The Strider's armor piercing is what you want against this Valiant. The Drovers do too little damage to be effective. So, good job by Asso. We have 2. I think he does not have the economy to support 2 large factories. Oh, I want 4 refineries? Yeah, that's a mistake. And Asso making a further mistake by not continuing to expand. One of these large factories at least should be a refinery, I think. Out come a couple Gladius. Yep, see, he stalled out his economy. It's just the income's too slow. I think this is a big mistake. Some more fighting going down, which is more interesting than talking about economics, surely. The Mother is coming into it to scare off those units, get some free hits in for the Goo. We are up to 8. Yep, 8 Mothers. Kind of low on the units right now. A lot of those got cleaned up, and we've got these Striders are going to be cleaned up as well. Looks like we've got monitors, plural now, keeping tabs on the Goo. But this is a lot of Goo economy spread out all over the map. A lot of opportunity. I think this potentially might go down. Asso continuing to pump out units. Let's see, how many Proteans do we have? 9, so that's a lot of potential units right there. All Striders out of that ball. Let's see. Might have a Protean go down. That would be... oh, yep, goes down. That's kind of a waste. This time the Mother is paying for itself. Even if it goes down, it's killing that army. And it does go down, but also does kill the army. Things are starting to look a lot more in Refbot's favor right now. Asso is definitely in trouble. He is really bottlenecking himself here. He does not have nearly enough production to make this work. I don't know if I saw this one or if I cast it previously. This is seeming really familiar to me. Maybe I've seen matches play out in almost exactly the same way. Oh, well done. I don't think it's gonna... yeah, the Mother eats them. But at least there was a good attempt there to get some harass. These exchanges are going to continue to go better and better for the Goo, though, unless Asso wises up and sells one of these large factories and gets some additional income. 4 refineries is not nearly the amount of income that Refbot is effectively operating off of. You can see it's substantially higher for Refbot. It's 27,000 to just under 19,000. Not a ton of units for Refbot yet, but that's going to change pretty soon. And our human player is going to continue trading worse and worse unless he gets some economy up. Yep, nothing going on there. It's all units right now. He doesn't really have the economy to afford expanding his economy. Our first large Protean and Crescents. Yep. Large, devastating AoE. Although that might not be quite enough to protect them, we do have another large Protean, which is going to... oh, 1 Crescent goes down. Very well done. This large Protean is now in danger. But I don't think there's enough human units. Yeah. Nope. Yep. More Proteans come in as backup, and that is that. Asso right now with a very small army. He cannot support this production nearly off of what his number of refineries are. Yeah, that is true. If Asso is a new player, and I assume that he is, this is actually really well done for him. And that explains that. But yeah, this is, what, 10 mothers. That's a huge income disparity. I think both players know the game is effectively over. There's these howitzers aren't bad, but yeah, with that bastion and the size of this force, it says 24 units, but it doesn't look like. I think it might count units in production. Yeah, look, it's a mother on like it's half the map. Usually, when one player has stuff on half the map and the other is restrained to a small corner, that's usually not a good sign. Granted, humans tend to always be kind of stuck in a small corner anyway, but there's no map presence at all for Asso, and it's very clear that he has nowhere near the production he should. He should have at least 6 or 7. At least 6 or 7 refineries. It all really went bad for him when that second large factory came out. One of them maybe with another refinery to support it, but we are starting to get some. Oh, they path right through that goo. All those expensive units that aren't self-repairing because we don't have the upgrade for it. Structure upgrade, but I don't think that's been used much. We have dwellers by Refbot. I love seeing dwellers and large protean here to eat this army. Let's see. Some nasty damage, but it has a lot of health. It's 4 large proteans. That's painful. We just had 2 howitzers melt, literally melt. Another one goes down. That's a fun animation. It kills me. I love human. I'm a human player. I'm always rooting for the human. And I mean, goo is phenomenal too, but I always tend to find myself rooting for the human a little bit. But really, really well played by Refbot, and Asso put up a heck of an early game. But as our giant moving wall of goo demonstrates, this match is effectively over. There's no real armor piercing to handle these proteans. Not nearly enough. And even if there was, we still have all these mothers with... we have a purger coming out. A bit of a BM move. It doesn't even have to transform these large proteans into anything. The dweller gets a single unit. Still worth it because we have 5 large proteans right now. He doesn't even care about losing them. But well done by both players. Alright, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.